What's up YouTube, my name is Steven here, back with another FSX tutorial. This tutorial we're going to go over how to use a GPS, so a global positioning system. So let's get started. We're going to be using a Cessna 172, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be flying from Centennial Airport, my home airport, down to Pueblo Municipal Airport, which is it's a little bit a little bit to the south of Colorado Springs. So I'm going to change the time today, get the weather good, so we have a nice day. We won't be dealing with air traffic control. So from this window, whenever you get all your settings configured, you want to go to your flight planner. So your flight planner right here, you want to say choose the departure location. So you choose your departure location. In this case, I have chosen Centennial Airport, and choose your destination. So from here, the airport code is going to be KPUB for Pueblo. So PUB. And the great thing about this is that we're going to keep it visual flight rules instead of IFR. You can choose what you want. It'll automatically make your flight plan, but you can also make amendments to it, which I'll show you here. So I'm going to choose low altitude airways instead of doing a direct GPS. You could choose high altitude airways. I don't recommend this for anything below flight level. Below 18,000 feet. Then or VOR to VOR. It's just I want low altitude airways. So we're going to go find route, and it's going to pop up a route for us. And we're showing right here, we have Centennial to, I think it's Bear Creek, Black Forest, to, it looks to be, let's see what beacon, intersection, Drake intersection, then to the Pueblo VOR, then to Pueblo itself. So here's Colorado Springs right here. I'm going to amend it so this is a no-fly zone. This is a restricted fly zone, and that's a little bit too close for comfort for me. So what I'm going to do, actually, I am going to amend this to go to the, let's bring it up here to an airport. We'll say we'll go to the A50 airport. We can use airports. You could use a mix of visual markers as well as GPS markers. Then from here, we're going to go to drag this bad boy over to Quincy intersection, then to Puxo, Puxo, wherever it is. Then we are going to make this go into the airport. We want the intersection DD. And the only reason I'm doing this is setting up for approach, and I'll show you actually how to get an approach on GPS. I just like having it in my flight plan, so it's already there. And we're going to delete waypoint right there, so that's going to be a nice flight plan right there. We avoid a restricted area, so is from the floor is 2,000 above the ground. Even though we would be way above it, I just don't like flying over restricted areas. They're exactly how they sound. They're restricted. Just don't go there. Then we got the MOA, which is an alert area. We could fly through these if we want to, but for right now, let's just keep with the basics. So I like what I see right here. Let's add a little bit more waypoints so we have quite a few GPS. So let's add the Swarther and down to the next array. Then might as well add that as a waypoint right there. It's right along the line, and that's how I want to do it. So we're going to click OK, and then we'll click save. And you have to save it. Unfortunately, there's no way around it, but it's a big deal. Just save it so you could pull it up if you want to fly that route again. So let's load this sucker up. And cool thing about GPS is with the autopilots on here, I'll show you how to use the autopilot in a Cessna with a GPS, and Okay, so we're in Cessna. We're already on the runway, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. So the cool thing is, right up here, this corner is nav and GPS button. You want to click the GPS button, and then on your keyboard you click Shift number 3, and it pulls up your GPS display. And it's going to say there's going to be a thing down here saying message. So we'll click message, and it'll say inside airspace, and we're inside Centennial airspace, so that is good. Let's see. So we're gonna go to flight plan, and it's gonna automatically. So we're gonna go KAPA 230 there, then auxiliary. Then it has our whole flight plan down here. So that's kind of nice. Then to get back to the map, just click flight plan again, and if you want to change to terrain mode to see the terrain surrounding you, you can do that if it's a little bit lighter on your eyes. So right now, we're gonna set our initial altitude. We're gonna put away GPS for a second. We're gonna set our initial altitude to we're going to do 8.5 on the autopilot, and the autopilot is down here. So here's your alt. Just scroll up with your cursor or click the plus button, and we're going to bring it to 8.5. And we're going to have our verses, so vertical speed indicator, we're going to do 500 feet a minute. Squawking VFR, we are visual flight rules. And I'm going to switch my DME, which is distance measuring equipment, to radio number 2, because the first radio right here, our primary, is going to be down for the GPS, so we'll be able to use the second one though down here. So let's get flying. So let's do lights, camera action. Unfortunately, the transponder on here doesn't work, but hopefully I'll find an add-on maybe that'll work. If you guys have any add-ons that you want me to do, leave it in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to go look at it. Maybe we'll include it in our videos. So wait for that magic point of 60 knots, pitch gently back. There we go. Tap the brakes, stop the wheels, and we're flying, and everything's happy. So a little outside the view. I was actually flying here this afternoon, and it was a really nice day, except that instead of getting 500 feet a minute, I was getting about 1,000, which is pretty nice whenever you're flying by yourself. But yeah, so now we're gonna climb up to 6.5 right here. So wait till it reaches 6.5, and then we'll make a turn off to the left. Cut across field. Once again, we're not dealing with air traffic control, and I will be releasing a VATSIM tutorial how to install the application to use it and what procedures you need to do for VATSIM. So we'll be doing that later on. That is to come. So we're gonna flip around. Now we're gonna arm our autopilot. We're gonna say autopilot altitude, and then you want to click the nav button. This automatically links up to your GPS. So you click Shift 3, and it's gonna go. Actually, on what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna disconnect it for 1 second, and I'm actually gonna fly it manually, or else it'll fly kind of down over here instead. So I'm gonna just fly it to the pink line, which is the active line. So we'll just keep it going. Remember to watch all your instruments. Keep it nice, easy movements. Once again, everything's looking good. It's looking like a beautiful day out in the Colorado Rockies. But let's get that GPS back. Yeah, so everything's looking good. Nothing to worry about. And let's see where we want this mode. There's 2 different modes here. You have the stationary map right there, and the plane moves along it, and I don't like it that much. And then you have it from the plane is moving, so I'd rather have that there. So let's just get it over to the line, and we'll just cut across. And then we'll click Shift 3 to get the map out of the way. Actually, we still probably need it for a second. We'll just have it where we have our nav button readily available for us. So that's how you do fly GPS right there. If you want to make a flight plan for it, that's how you use it. You can also use direct functions, which I'll demonstrate here in a minute. So we're going to click our autopilot's navigation, and it should start cutting across. If it doesn't, yep, there it goes. And it'll kind of go a little bit wavy on us for a minute, so no hands right now, that's autopilot. But you do have to monitor your speed with your throttle manually, so just keep an eye on that. But everything's looking good right now. It's automatically trimming itself out, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And I'm going to reduce my climb rate to 100 feet a minute right now, since we are at an unusually high altitude. We want to get that speed back up. So definitely got to do that. Just keep it going good. Just watch that speed again. Make sure you're doing everything right. We'll pull back up our GPS. Once again, it's doing this little flutter thing back and forth, and hopefully it'll keep doing that until it goes to the next leg. Unless you can fly it manually perfectly, then engage it. But for time purposes, I just clicked it and we're good to go. So, and this is where it tells you your distance from your next point is. So we're 1 nautical mile away. Our ETA is right down here. So we should start our turn momentarily to go southbound. And yep, so everything's looking good. We could go to our flight plan. Our next intersection is in Nurexi intersection. So airspace, inside airspace, near airspace, less than 2 miles. So just keep an eye on those messages. I can explain, if you guys want me to, I'll explain airspaces. Actually, I probably should, but I'll just pull up some maps online and I'll explain what they mean and how you read them. But that's how it's flying GPS. So this is all autopilot. There is no input from me as of right now. We're going to increase our speed to 500 feet a minute to get that climb up. This is all me, so everything's good. If you want to say we want to go direct Colorado Springs, you want to click the D button with a line through it. And if you want to just put one in, you'll just go back here, right here. You'll click top button controls the lines you're at, and this is the top, and then sorry, controls the lines you're at. You could put like the name of the airport, or you could just put in the identification number. So I'm going to put in the identification number. So I'm going to put KCOS, which is for Colorado Springs Airport. So we're going to go down to K. If I could find K somewhere in here. There we go. Kilo. Then you got to click the next button over, top button. You might have to tinker around with it just to get the feeling for it. I did it before this flight just to get a tinker around with it, because I don't use GPS a lot. I use a lot of navigation beacons normally, but I got a request to do a tutorial on this, so I am. And one more, S, Colorado Springs Municipal. So you'll say enter and click enter again, and it'll ask for activation. I'm not going to activate it because I'm going to keep on this flight plan right here, and I'm actually going to cut off this video right now, and I'll be back in a moment or two, back with kind of the final approach, how to line up an approach and everything with GPS. So be right back, guys.